converting to strings. All right, so now we're going to see another problem. And it is this. I have this class I created. I create an instance and I print it out and I get this glop. Yuck. All right, because Python has no idea how to convert your object, your instance, into a string. So we have to tell it, just as we had to tell Python how to do equality. Here it's stir self. The deal is when you try to convert an object into a string, Python calls stir of that object. Stir in turn calls that object.stir, the stir method. So you can define your own stir method right here to convert this instance into a string. Let's do it. We'll return wow. Not a very good solution, but look, when I printed A, we got wow. What you really like to print is the fact that it's in the class A and maybe the value of the instance variables, which in this case is self.x. And let's go ahead and close this string, which I forgot to close, and run this. And that looks much better. I'd say we're done, except Python has a weird thing that's about to happen. Instead of printing A, I'm going to print A in a list. You would expect to see the list of A, x equals 5. That's what you'd expect to see. It's not what's going to happen. Instead, we get the list of, oh, there's that thing again. Yuck. So what's going on is Python has two different ways that it can convert a object into a string. One way is with stir, which is what happens when you just print that object. The other way is what's called repr. Def repr self return ugh. And there it is. We see that that's a repr. Now, technically, what's supposed to happen with a repr is you're supposed to return the computer-readable version of the instance, whereas stir is supposed to be the human-readable. So what's supposed to happen is, since repr of some object is computer-readable, what that means is we can send it to eval, and which come back as a new object equal to the original. And you're supposed to define your double underscore repr to make this statement true. Yeah, we're not going to do that in 112. For starters, eval is evil. You should never use eval. Second, we have found it's that what we just said, that whole thing is kind of a nuance is essentially not really helpful, I'd say, at this level of understanding. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially abuse repr and have it do the exact same thing as stir, pardon me. So now, when we run this, notice how these are the same. We'll go even further because Python, when you leave off the stir, if you have a repr, we'll use it instead. And there it is. So therefore, we're only going to define reprs, and your repr should be the string representation of your object. And that will work well enough for everything you'll need to do in 112. Even though, indeed, this is not necessarily going to work according to Python specs because you should be able to eval the result of repr and get an object equal to the original.